Oh, we live, baby.
We already recording.
Hey.
That's
All
crazy.
right.
All right, y'all. Well,
Dang.
our very first after-hour sessions.
Yeah.
That's
Welcome to the
crazy.
podcast.
It's
First
crazy.
after-hour session this is our pilot.
Dude,
Welcoming
this is crazy.
the
We're
new
here.
the new setup. So I'm
Let's start
excited.
it off.
I'm excited. How are you guys feeling?
Good.
I'm good. We're pretty good.
You?
I'm freaking. I'm having a blast right now.
Same.
I don't even know.
So
I can't even
exciting.
talk, but we're
All
gonna
right.
get it. We're gonna get it.
Let's start off with introducing ourselves. To those who don't know us, we're going to start it up with me. My name is Anneston. And yeah, next up we got...
Oh, I'm Bam. What's good, y'all?
And we are so excited to announce for our first after-hour sessions, we have our very first guest, the one and only...
Hi, I'm Zach.
Yeah. Z-Tret,
So
Z-Tret,
awkward.
Z-Tret.
Let's
Yes,
go.
sir.
All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself, Zach.
Alrighty, let's get started here. My birthday is okay. So just a whole Q&A about myself, where I was from. Yeah, I'm born and raised here, Oxnard, California.
805.
Yeah, you already know the 805. Okay, Ricky.
Shout out to Ricky Cole.
Yo, we love Ricky. So yeah, born and raised here, 805. Pretty much just this entire time. Trying to move actually, trying to plan on moving out to LA, but just a little. Hopefully,
It's the first time I'm hearing it.
I know it's like my little goal, my little plan that's been like just in the works, but it's just so hard because geez, everything's rising in inflation, so it's just
yeah.
We need that money.
That's
Give us that bread.
facts. That's facts.
yeah.
So, at the moment, what are you working on? What have you worked on so far that you've been really excited about or feel proud of? We're curious. The people want to know. The people want to know.
The people want to know. Well, yeah, Shay here. I think the main thing is, well, what was it? Oh yeah, the night market, 805 night market. Yeah, we got that coming up. But I got a little group of friends from LA that I'm performing with, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But
Where are you guys
just
performing?
the night market.
Oh.
Yeah, the 805 night market. It's gonna be in Ventura. Yeah, shout out Trendy Eats, Byron, and whatnot, and all those good people.
Yeah, plug it.
Hosting it. I know. I remember when that little event was like so small. It was like you could barely even stand, and now they got the whole Ventura County Fairground.
I know. I'm kind of sad that they're not keeping it in the 80, or it's in the 805, but not in Oxnard.
Not in Oxnard,
But,
yeah.
Dang.
It's all
Has it
good.
always been in Oxnard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. First time doing it in Ventura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's moving
Interesting.
there. Even the Strawberry Festival.
Oh,
The
what
Strawberry
for real?
Festival, too?
Yeah, it's gonna be moving there now. So
I'm from Moore Park, and I ain't even knew that.
Yeah.
Heck.
But whatever.
Yeah.
We need space anyways. We need some space.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oxnard's very compact. Some other project is yours. Yeah, Sobriety Fest. You already know. I don't even know when this podcast is gonna get released. Hopefully before Sobriety, but
Probably will be.
probably, hopefully. Yeah, I'm so excited to work that one. Performing for you. Yeah, of course.
I'm very excited to have Zach on my
so
set.
excited. You know?
Yeah, let's talk about that more. What's that about?
Yeah,
So-
what is it about?
Sobriety Fest is the very first Southeast Asian music festival to go down in the U.S. So there's gonna be a bunch of big, huge artists coming in from like Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, like everywhere like that. And they're coming
Okay.
in and they're performing, and I'm gonna also be performing day one, and Zach's gonna be dancing for me.
Hey, that's dope. Representing the
Lit, lit, lit.
Asians.
Yeah,
You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying?
Asians.
Shout out to all my Asians out there
We love you, Asians.
and my Mexicans.
You already know. You already know.
All right, so bringing it back to your dance journey and what we've. I'm sorry, I'm like knocking your mic.
You're like hitting my
But
mic.
going back to what we were talking about in your dance journey, when was it that you first started like working at HHM, and what like drew you to HHM, I guess?
Oh, that's crazy.
ASMR.
I know the ASMR. You hear the can
Ready,
open?
ready, ready. Ooh, that was crack-a-lacking.
I didn't hear no sizzle though.
Oh, that sounded good.
All right. Let's see.
It's actually pretty crazy because I started teaching HHM when actually no, I first heard of HHM because of the person sitting right next to me, Bam.
Oh.
No way.
Yeah, the it's right
I don't
there.
know the story, so
The little
enlighten
poster
me.
up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For those who don't even know, it says Saturday 9/9 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacifica High School dance workshops with Ditto, Cheese, B-Dash, News, and Bam.
No way.
Yo,
I know
that
was
was a
like
while ago.
That was long ago. How long? How many years ago was that?
I think
5
that
years?
says
5 years.
5
ago.
years? Jesus.
5 years.
Dang.
You were like a
Jesus,
freshman?
What?
You were like a freshman.
I was turning into a freshman.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's when I first heard of Hip Hop Mindset because Bam was like telling me, "Oh, buy my ticket, blah 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 blah," and so I went to that, and that's when I like kind of like heard of where Hip Hop Mindset, but I never really understood that it was like a whole like deal. I thought it was just for Pacifica,
Right.
And from there, I saw, or my mom saw a Facebook post, and I think she was like, "Oh, look, they're hiring, blah 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 blah," and I was only 15 at the time, so
That's right.
yeah, we talked to Will. We were at the collection talking about all that good stuff.
The collection.
You already know the collection. We love the collection. Yeah, we were talking, and then all that good stuff. Then I tried it out, and I remember teaching at one of the schools. I think it was behind the collection, if I remember.
Rio del Sol, right?
Yeah, that one. And I was scared because I was like, dang, I've never taught in my entire life. I don't even know how I'm gonna do this. But all I remember is that Will gave me a song, and I was like, okay,
Let's do
let
it.
me try and work with this. And my mom was on my butt, being like, no, Zach, you got to make sure this is good. Make sure that it looks good. And like she even told me to send it to Will to like confirm that it looked good. And from that. I know, shout out to my mom.
Dance mom.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah,
Mama
Mama
Jer.
Jer.
Yeah, you
yeah.
already know. Yeah, basically that helped me a lot. And from there on, just kind of blasted up until the following year after that, when quarantine hit. Everything went online. It was just kind of hard, but at the same time, it was like, okay, this kind of just allows me to pull back into what can I really do as a dancer, and like how can I like teach in a sense. So like online teaching was definitely a new thing for everyone, but at the same time, it was like a blessing to really like gain that confidence in front of a camera, or even just
Nice.
like talking in general. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And then once we started getting the OPAC space, it just felt like everything was coming back. And yeah, and then next thing you know, I remember actually seeing the Instagram for the Hip Hop Mindset Studio, and I texted Will, I was like, "We're gonna get a studio," and then he was like, "Yeah," and I think he said in the fall or something, I forgot what day it was, or what season it was, but I remember that Instagram only had like 2 followers at the time.
That's so
And then
Just
it
2.
was funny, and like they didn't even have a profile picture yet. It just said new studio coming soon, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then next thing you know, I saw the soft opening, and
Oh,
then
that's so tight.
here we are now with like the Hip Hop Mindset has like what 2,000 followers,
Yeah.
like in like a year. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, that's kind of just
Only
how
a
I
year
started.
young.
I know.
Just
More
a
to
bit.
go.
I know, but shout out, like, this is like my first place, just in general. Hip Hop Mindset was when I first like taught, like, anywhere. Which workshop was it? I know I taught, and then it was Destiny, shout out Destiny, and then I think it was some other people, but that was like my first workshop, and I think I was only 15, 16
That
at the
is
time.
so sick.
So yeah.
You know what's funny? It like goes in a line here, like you and then Zach learned from you, and then I learned from Zach about HHM.
Oh, that's so
Yeah, that's
true.
crazy.
Wait.
I didn't even think about
I
that.
barely.
Like I barely met Zach. What, a year and a half ago, maybe?
2 years ago.
Like 2 years ago.
Oh, word? I feel like you guys like known each other.
Oh no,
Forever.
absolutely
No,
not. How we met was
He said, no.
we were in a class at my friend Jaden. My friend Jaden was teaching, and we had literally just gone out because she was like, oh, I need two
I need
people.
two.
And so then we came out together and whatever, got into cahoots, and I was like, oh, you're from Oxnard. I'm like 20 minutes away, like what's going on? And then we ended up collabing in like a parking garage somewhere in like
Oh my
downtown
God,
Oxnard.
that was, yeah, the
Parking
structure,
garage.
the parking structure. You know that famous one that we all use.
Oh, the downtown
Yeah,
one?
downtown.
Oh my
Dude.
god.
Which I didn't know was like the famous downtown, whatever. And then I don't even remember, but Zach was like, "Are you down to like teach at like hip hop mindset?" I was like, "Hip hop? There's a studio for hip hop in Oxnard," and then boom shakalaka taught here and fell in
here
love with
we
the
are now.
vibes. And we is
Dang,
now.
that's crazy. I did
know.
not know that.
Yeah.
Dang, everything starts from BAM. Look at that. Wow. And then
Full
wow.
circle, full circle,
Dang,
y'all.
dude.
It's crazy because when I first started, it was like I didn't know about hip hop mindset either. I saw like they put out a video and like a bunch of my friends were in it, and I was like, whoa, what is this? Like this is new.
Right.
It was like a dance video too, and I was like, wait, this is an Oxnard? Like who are these people? Looked them up on Instagram, and I think I DM'd them, and then I was like, let's shoot a video. And then we
Oh,
shot a
fire.
video, and then apparently I don't even remember this.
I want to
but-
see this footage.
I know.
Yeah,
I wanna
I
see
don't, I don't know where it
footage.
is, but we used to
See
do mad videos back then, and then posted on YouTube.
Oh, that's tight.
And I didn't even know this, but I didn't even know they were like hiring for dance instructors. But then my girl Kat, she asked Will, was like, "Oh, are you guys hiring?" And then Will was like, "Oh yeah, we're going to be."
Supportive girlfriend.
Dang.
Yeah,
slave.
Yo,
Supportive
come
girlfriend
on,
slave.
Kat.
Yeah,
Shout
I didn't
out
even
Kat.
ask or anything. She was just like, "Okay, he's hired."
Dang.
Yeah. I didn't even know until Will told me about that, and I was like, "What?" I didn't know, but that's crazy because if it wasn't for that moment, like I probably wouldn't have even hit him up to like work for
Right.
him, you know?
Oh, that's so tight.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at
But
this
like,
chain reaction.
yeah, for real. And like the opportunities that were given were just like, okay, you got to take that, you know?
Right,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Being like a young dancer, especially from Oxnard, you got to take like every opportunity that you can get.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and I'm glad you followed in the like not the footsteps, but like I'm glad you like you followed along because you're such a dope dancer now, man.
No,
like
man.
it's so
Thank
inspiring.
You. Thank you. Dude,
Sure.
nah, I looked up to y'all like before when I was little, like always watching you guys dancing, and you guys were like the role models in my life. And then so when I saw that you were teaching and whatnot, that's when I kind of followed into that footsteps.
Love,
So
bro,
nah,
love.
Yeah, of course.
Dude, yeah. Ever since you were a kid, you were dope dancer, and I saw like the drive you had, and like the way you moved. I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna go somewhere for sure.
Oh my gosh. Damn, that's so crazy.
Don't blush, don't blush.
Don't blush. Don't blush.
So building off kind of like what you said about like taking all the opportunities and going way back on what Zach said about getting comfortable in front of a camera, what was it that kind of was your both of your like breaking points into like being able like as a dancer to kind of be like comfortable with just
Like in front of a camera,
yeah,
just
and
like,
just like
do
doing
me.
that like yeah.
With me, I'm gonna start. With
No,
me, I was on a team called Soul Fresh with Ricky Cole.
Yo, Ricky.
Shout out Ricky Cole.
Ricky.
And yeah, that was like my breaking point in becoming like a more of a professional dancer, like dancing like in the industry almost. And we actually had assignments like every week where we had to like talk in front of the camera or like just
tight.
post ourselves, and then
Okay.
like we had to do that, like it was Mando's. So that kind of like pressured me into doing it. And as I did it, it got easier. But then COVID hit, and I was like, I don't
Yeah.
even want to do this no
So-
more. Like, yeah, now like I don't even post at all. I barely post, but I'm trying to get back into it.
COVID really took like a turn for like a lot of people though, like career wise,
That's a
job wise,
fact.
like,
That
is
whatever.
true.
So I feel like everything changed either for better, for worse, or for better,
Yeah,
regardless.
I almost stopped dancing low key
Oh
because
man.
I felt
it
that.
really put me out. I was like, oh, dude, I can't teach online like this. It's like not the same energy. Like
Yeah.
I gotta
I
feel
feel.
energy to teach and like have fun dancing. And like doing that behind a camera was just like like I'm not feeling it.
Right.
Dang.
But
What about you, Zach?
Well, for me, dang, how should I start? It's basically gonna start from when I started actually dancing, and then pretty much to where. But started Alias. That's where I started 6 7 years ago, but I was 12. That's when I lied. I was in the minis, but I don't really count this because I didn't really dance. I didn't even like take it professionally or even.
Oh, stop that! You hit your 1-2 steps playing.
Nah,
Ooh, I clapped in the mic.
I know. I was like,
Everyone
"Damn,
starts
it's so
somewhere."
loud." Yeah, I started there in the minis, and I was only there for like a good 5 months. So after that, I kind of took a break because stuff was happening with my schedule, and I didn't really have the time. Then I come back into undeclared when I was 12. Started doing all that stuff, comps, whatnot, et cetera, et cetera. Shout out Alias, shout out Byron, undeclared.
Yep.
That happened, and then next thing you know, when I was in 8th grade, I got my first job or my first breaking point actually. Shout out Leo Albea. He actually reached out to my mom saying, "Oh, does Zach want to be a part of this music video? This Filipino artist named Karen Sita is gonna come down here."
I saw that
to
video.
LA."
It was tight.
Yeah, I think
My
I remember that
gosh.
too.
My gosh, now that has like 5 point something million views. So I'm like, I know.
Viral.
So that kind of just like took me into like the whole LA scene, especially meeting all these people. And like, I never really understood. I was like, oh, I thought dance was just like a team. And then next thing you
Right.
know, I did like that first music video. I was like, so there's more than just a team, and there's more than what I could actually really do. And like, I'm
Right.
seeing all these different dancers, different ages, different levels, and like some of them are like dancing the same year as I am, but yet it's all about like how much they really want it. So
Absolutely.
they really
The
push
hustle.
themselves. Yeah. And then from there, that just kind of skyrocketed into like, oh, I want to keep training. I want to keep training because I really want to do this. I want to do this. So from there, from like freshman till now, started taking classes. First studio I ever went to, Snow Globe. Now I'm teaching there, which is kind of a whole full circle moment.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Love that.
Yeah.
I know. It was
Love
such a
that.
huge thing for me as well when I saw that a homie Aaron.
Did
Shout
you guys
out
hear
Aaron.
that? No, wait, really quick.
I know that buzz.
Did you guys hear that noise?
Yeah,
Like,
the-
stop.
I think so.
Nah, you good. I feel like I was like, where'd it come from?
Also, my neck is like hurting from like looking at you guys.
Oh,
I know you're like looking back.
I've been like this the whole time.
Oh,
Lil Wayne.
keep dropping Lil Wayne.
Not Wheezy.
But yeah, Aaron like reached out to me being like, oh, do you want to teach or you want to sub for me for my class at Snow Globe? I was like, oh, shoot, yeah, I'm down. And so that just kind of also took it from there.
Oh, that's so wild.
So
That's dope.
yeah,
For
just
sure.
kind of just taking classes. Shout out to my mom, always driving me
Mama
24/7. Like my mom and sister are the biggest supporters, and like you can't say anything no matter what. Family will be family. They're your biggest supporters one way or another. One way or another, they may or may not show, but at the end of the day, you know that they're always going to be there for you.
Absolutely.
So that's like the one thing, and that's kind of like where I'm at now.
Love that.
That's dope.
know.
I wish my family was as supportive as you, man. Like I would have been going to LA every day like that too. But
I know.
once
Dang.
I reached out of high school, I got my car. I was like, okay, I'm going to LA every single day, every single
Zach
day.
doesn't have a driver's license yet.
Hey,
Gotta
hey,
hop
hey,
on that, my
almost,
boy.
almost.
It's fun driving.
Almost.
But I get it.
I'll make fun of him every day until he gets it.
Yeah, every
But,
day.
like, I'm also a hypocrite because you know what? I didn't get mine until I was 18, and my mom, luckily, shout out mom for being a momager as well and like helping me through it. But like, honestly, I wouldn't be nowhere near where I am if it wasn't for her. Like I don't. Yeah. So I understand where Zach's coming from, and honestly, Bam, you've come a damn long way
For yourself,
For not,
yeah.
for yourself, dude. So the come up is so real.
Hell yeah,
Proud of you,
cheers to
dude.
that, guys.
Yeah, cheers to that.
Yo, thank you.
Of course.
Oh yeah, that's like.
I'm just trying to like bring dancing like how I want to show how much like dancing can do for you, you know, and like what it can give you because it's given me so much. Like I dropped out of college just to like pursue dance. So I was like,
Right.
that was like my main thing, my plan A. So like, I want everyone to be able to say like, oh yo, I can do this.
Yeah.
You know, because like a lot of dancers I grew up with, they just stopped dancing right out of high school.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude,
Yeah,
nah,
that's
you
true.
should have
Because
kept
people
dancing.
don't know that there are like so many different branches in being able to be a professional dancer, how you get into it. Like,
Yeah.
even like taking the steps to get into it, like, where do you even start? You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people, they get lost in translation of like, oh, where do I go? How do I do this? Because there are so many different ways to get into it, and not any
That's
dancer has the
facts.
same story and how they got into the industry or how they got their first start. You know what
Yep.
I mean? Which is why I'm so curious on your guys' starts, since, you know?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's so
We love
interesting to
it.
me.
We love it.
Yeah. All because of community, you know? The community out here, just like growing dance.
Gotta
And
start
like
from
where
somewhere.
it's coming like now. Like we got this whole studio now. Like we don't even have to go to LA anymore to like get the training in, because like they're
LA 's
bringing
coming
it to
through.
us right here, you know?
Right. When Zach like introduced me to HHM, I just honestly fell in love with the community out here in Oxnard, because shoot, I had no idea that there was a community in Oxnard. And I like went to
real.
the experience, and that was my first time really like touching bases with like other people in the Oxnard dance community and whatnot, and like really seeing what like y'all do, really. And I was just sitting there like jaw on the flow, like just so in awe, because I was so shook. I was like, where have these people been? Oh my, like where have they been since me growing up dancing? Because I was just a competition dancer.
Yeah.
And then until the age of 11, and then I told my parents, I was like, okay, what am I doing? Like I really want to dance. So then they took me to like ML Kids. Shout out
Yeah.
Sean Evaristo, shout out
Sean.
Chemo.
Come on.
ML,
Now.
dang.
Yeah, so like I said before, like not anybody has the same path in going into dance. So like when I came out here, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much beauty in the Oxnard dance community.
Heck
And like
yeah.
people, like I've heard it from so many people. Like when Samantha Cottle recently came in to teach, some of her
Shout out,
assistants
Sam.
were like, there's a dance studio in like out here. And I was like, girl, I just found out like a year ago too. It's pretty
know.
wild. And she's like, I love it. Like I want to come back more. Like, you know what I mean? There's just such a hunger out here and such a passion for just dancing, and like that spreads within the community and the people that are like you guys. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
So.
Having a dance studio out here has been long overdue.
Yeah.
And it's-
Absolutely.
But I get it. It's like super hard running a dance studio. I had a dance
So-
studio before quarantine.
Oh.
And then I had to shut down, obviously because of quarantine.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was
Shout
a-
out, bring it back.
Yeah, the ground up.
Ground up,
let's
The
go.
ground
Come on,
up.
ground
We're bringing
up.
it back in the garage, but it's just gonna be a little small thing. It was kind of a blessing in disguise, honestly, just because like I knew that I didn't want to run the dance studio. I wanted to be the one dancing, you know, like
Yeah.
and all the
Right.
stress that
Felt
came
that.
with it. I was like, I'm not trying to deal with that. So I appreciate Will for doing this,
Of
man.
course,
Like so
dude.
grateful, because now I get to like input all my creativity and just like help him out and like do what I wanted to do, but with all the resources. You see me?
Yeah.
You know,
Feel me?
like that's a big part of dance, I feel, as to where when you are a professional dancer and continuously hustling and hustling, it falls into like dance and the passion and the creative and the art of it,
Yep.
and your love for it, versus like it becoming a job and the business
Yeah.
side of
Yeah.
it. And that's a struggle that a lot of dancers deal with. Like me personally, like I went into music because of my love for it, and like dance, same thing. But then eventually, of course, everybody kind of gets tired because it starts to feel like a job when you do it day in, day out.
Yeah.
But there has to be that happy balance, and like the fact that like HHM is here is
Yep.
such a happy like place for a lot of people, which is super super sick.
Yeah. Dang, that's so crazy. Yeah, the community just in general is just like it's always starting from the community wherever you go, no matter what it is.
The nectar.
I know. I'm trying to get the water and also just talking in
Not
it.
get cut off.
Just slowly hear me fade out.
Love it. No, but you're right. The community within
Where it
any
starts.
place.
And that's what I love because there's so many underrated dancers here in Oxnard.
So many.
Like from people that are kids to even teenagers to even adults. Like it's just like very underrated to the point that they're not really getting that push anymore. So that's why they're stopping at such a early stage. When now
There's
that
so
we
much
have a studio,
more.
yeah, there's so much more. That was like the one thing I actually feared during quarantine was stopping. So the only thing that I did every single day was number one, stretch. Number
That's
two,
important.
no, like every single morning,
I, like,
I was
lost
just
it.
like, yeah, I was just like stretching. I was like, let's see if I could go like touch my toes this time. And then from there,
You
it
got me
just
trying.
it just came into wanting
Still
to
got it.
figure out how to get better at dancing, like whether that means like taking these classes from YouTube, Matt Stefanina tutorials, to even
Shout out, Matt.
yeah, shout out Matt, come on out.
Come on
To
out to the 805. Bring it on over.
wait, I think Matt just like taught his last class yesterday
OMG.
His
for like
last class?
for a while. I think I saw a post, and
Oh,
then he's
what?
gonna like move somewhere for a little bit.
OMG.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so yeah, and then just learning different styles, and then from there, right when quarantine kind of started fading away, I started going into some of these classes, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of getting a gist of it, because I was so used to like trying to push myself with picking up choreo, because I would always give myself a little assignment on what to do, like,
Yeah.
okay, you learn this choreo like through the whole length of the video, which was like 10 minutes. Now try to learn it without rewinding it, and then from there on, it just like kept going until I was like, okay, try to learn a choreo that doesn't have a tutorial in it, and like just learn it through the video. And then from there, it was like just watch it, sit down, don't even dance at all, try to see if you could pick it up. And that's like the type
That's
of
crazy.
mindset and hunger I was having during quarantine, even just like training a little bit with the lab for their little like virtual training thing.
Right.
That's how hungry I still was even during quarantine, because
Dude.
I was like, I don't want to end this early, because I know if I end it now, it's just going to be hard to go back into it once I see that people that
Yeah.
were around me were striving. So
Right.
That's
it's like
facts.
I want to already stay on top of it, so that I already have room to kind of slack back, rather than already slacking back. It's going to be hard for me to push myself back up.
That's so inspiring, dude, because honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was on such like a life high before quarantine. Oh shoot. I keep on knocking that. But yeah, like I said, I was like on such a life high before quarantine and whatnot. And right when it started, like at the peak of it, whatnot, I was falling in such like a deep, like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
What do I do? Where do I go from here? Because a lot of the stuff that I had been doing were like, I was on set. I would be like, I would have to be surrounded by people. I was performing.
Yeah.
Where is all of that?
Makes
I
sense.
can't.
Yeah.
There was no place for that. You know what I mean? Especially not in Simi Valley, Moore Park, 805. Like none of that. You know, so having to travel even more than like 10 miles out was like sketch for us to like even
Yeah.
have to do during that time.
Yeah.
So it was definitely hard. So for you to be in your room or be wherever you were and just like bust out your phone and be like, oh yeah, 10 minutes? Okay, like let me do that really quick. Good for you, because my mental was through that. So the fact that you could like push through that is like really insane to me. Like good for you, Zach.
Nah, that was a hard like year and a half of just doing that, because there was many times where I just sat down during a Zoom class and I was like, I'm done with this.
Right.
And then the next time I was like, okay, let me actually just try this time. And then if I liked it, I liked it. If I didn't, I didn't. Like it was just a roller coaster of emotions. But at the end of the day, it's like that's kind of like how it brought me where I'm at right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I could definitely resonate with that, because that's what happened to me. I'm just like, I'm barely trying to keep up with y'all, you know? That's why I'm like in these classes now. I'm just like, dang, watching you guys pick it up so fast. I was like, dude,
Oh my
my
God.
pickup is trash.
Dude,
Like, right now,
I feel that.
so trash.
Me too.
But,
Felt that.
Oh,
you know, training, that's the most important thing. So once everyone starts getting back into training, we'll be good.
we all good?
Yeah.
We good. We good. And yeah,
Yes, sir.
for me, it's like it's never about how you started. It's always about like how you're going, because you could. I probably said this before, but you could be in your 20s but dance as if you're 6 years old,
Real.
or you could be 6 years old and dance as if you're like 20.
Real.
So it's always about how your drive and your mentality is going forward, rather than always thinking back on like, why didn't I start at a younger age? It's always about
Yeah.
what can I do to push myself better.
Or, like,
Shout
get
out
myself from
Kalani.
here.
Shout out Kalani.
Kalani.
That he's the one who's like really pushing me on like this type of mindset. Because if it wasn't for him, like for like a whole year, actually, I've been training with him in the room for a year, and if it wasn't for him, my mindset would completely like be different. So shout out to
Absolutely.
him.
Yeah, it's really important to find a really good mentor, especially going into like what you want to do in this, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I try as well, because like I coach now the HHM kids, and I also coach undeclared now. Dang, dang, that's a whole circle moment as well for undeclared. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So like that's always been my goal, is like making other kids successful and putting them first before me, because I want them to be like, I want to see them accomplish the things I really wasn't given at a younger age. So
Right.
like that's my goal, is like making anyone around me successful so that they're able to do that to the next generation.
Love that.
And so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So-
Oxnard's gonna be the next LA. Watch.
Man.
Dude, yeah,
Watch.
watch,
out.
watch that.
Watch
Watch
out.
it here. Watch it here.
Let's
HHM.
go. Come on.
Okay, so Saturday, are you guys available? Are you guys free?
Yeah,
Are you guys free on
of
Saturday?
course, of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Because on Saturday, what's happening at the studio is at noon, at 12 p.m., if you guys know any brothers or sisters or little cousins or friends or neighbors or whatever, send them over to HHM, because we are having crew tryouts for ages 7 to 16. So that's
Dang.
going to be lit. We're going to turn up. We're going to have a good time. And we're going to make it a good audition and a good fun one.
You already
But
know.
then
Yes, sir.
later at night at 6:30, we got Isadora coming to the studio. And then for the very first time teaching at HHM, we got Devin Pornell at 8.
Sound effects.
Then Sunday,
Gonna
we're
be
going to
fire.
come back 6:30 with Samantha Cottle.
You already
Then
know.
8 o'clock, we're going to push ourselves with Big Will Simmons.
That's gonna be a push, y'all.
I'm gonna be
Crazy,
so
crazy,
Get ready.
crazy. But outro wise, thank you guys so much for tuning in to our very first After Hours. We are so glad that we had our very first guest, Zetra.
Hi.
Yeah.
Mr. Zachary.
You already know.
It's been so tight having you guys here, and hopefully we will see you guys again on our very next After Hour sessions.
Yeah.
And it's a wrap.
Bye.
Yeah. Thank
Bye,
you again,
everybody.
Zach.
Yeah. Of
Love you,
course.
bro.
Thank y'all. Love y'all.
ASMR.
No.
Can't crack. We good.